Hey, welcome back on the Good Morning Artesia Radio Show. Time to talk a little Artesia Public Schools. Cody Skinner gets to be with us today. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. How's it going today?
Hey, I hear it's going to snow.
You know what? I've heard that too. And I had a second grader last year at Hermosa tell me one time that if you put your pajamas on backwards and you do the snow dance on your bed, it'll snow that night and school will be canceled. So there may be some kids out there doing that tonight.
That's funny. I wonder if that actually works.
I don't know, but I'm going to try it.
You're going to try it? It's kind of like Puxatawny Phil. You know, the poor groundhogs sound asleep, and they show up on today, and they pull them out and hold them up, and, you know, the groundhog's like, what's going on here, you know? So I guess he saw his shadow.
Oh, okay.
So 6 more weeks of winter.
Well, our winter's been pretty mild this year, so we've been pretty fortunate.
Yeah. So when you have the Weather Service seems pretty certain that we're going to have some snow in the next 24 hours. From the school standpoint, what do you guys get ready for when there's a prediction of snow like this?
Well, first thing, I live out west of town. I live about 10 miles west of town, and so about 4:30, 5 o'clock, I'll be out on the roads heading west out towards Penasco. Mr. Knoll lives north of town, so he takes off north towards Roswell, and Mr. Phipps lives south of town. He takes off south, and then Scott Seimer lives east of town a few miles, so he goes east, and then Mr. Parker, he's in town, so he drives the roads in town, and we all communicate with each other and see how bad the roads are, and then we get hold of the bus with Mr. Butcher right away and let him know what the road conditions like, and then we just make a plan. Well, do we need a 2-hour delay? Do we need to call school off? Or is everything just fine, go to school as normal? And we just try to we want to keep everybody safe for sure, make sure the buses don't slide off the roads, and want the teachers to be able to come into school safely. And so it's a tough call sometimes.
Yeah.
You never know what the weather's going to do.
Sure, and if it snows overnight, it may be a little bit easier to make the call in the morning.
Yes.
But this storm may start today, so then not only do you have to think about it in the morning, but you also have to think about this afternoon if indeed there's a lot of snow and it starts
right
earlier.
And even if the snow does start melting, it's slushy, and then it just turns into slick ice overnight, and so it's a tough call.
It is. Well, and then you got to let the media know, and you got to do because you also have the texting system for the parents too, right?
Yes, yeah. Along with the radio, we let you guys know right away, so you guys can start advertising it, and then we've got the remind system set up, and it goes out to all the parents to let them know, and. And then, of course, the news stations, they want to know if you're having a 2-hour delay or a closure or whatnot. Yeah.
The funniest one that I remember was when Mike Phipps was superintendent, and he would come right in here, and he'd stand right there, and he'd have everybody on the phone, and then he would make the call.
Oh.
What it was going to be, standing right here.
How neat.
So we get on the air immediately with what the info was. Well, I had a lady call, and she said, well, the TV says one thing, which was different from what we were saying.
Oh.
And she was adamant that the TV was right and that I was wrong. And I said, well, who are you going to believe, the TV station or the radio station where the superintendent was standing right here in the studio
right.
making the decision? Well, what about the TV? And my smart aleck starts to want to come out, and you can't do that when you're trying to talk to people on the phone. The smart aleck's like, well, call the TV station.
Right.
But I'm sorry, ma'am, I don't know what to tell you. Mr. Phipps was right here.
Maybe the TV station should have tuned into our broadcast and they would know.
That's right. So, but I'm sure that's a big part of what the schools have to be ready for is even though you do the remind notifications and even though you let the media know, there's still going to be people that may or may not get the word, and they're going to call and want to know what's going on with the schools and their kids. So
yeah, and even if we do have a 2-hour delay or a school closure, we still have the principals still show up to the schools, and because you're going to have, just like you said, parents that didn't know that school is closed or delayed, and you're still going to have kids showing up, and phones are going to be ringing off the hook, wondering, and so we'll be prepared for that, hopefully.
Yeah, you don't want anybody's kid left out.
No, exactly. Like yeah.
Well, the basketball players were saying that coach reminded them that there's still going to be practice.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Our basketball teams did great last night. I know the girls lost, the boys won. They've got to get ready for Goddard this week, pack the pit on Friday night. Mm-hmm. Always a good game against Goddard, and so they definitely want to be ready for that.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Well, what what information would you like to share with us today?
Well, on Friday is Parent-Teacher Conference Day.
Okay,
and,
I saw that on the calendar. That's an important day.
It really is. We scheduled that day because we want good communication with parents. As a parent, I'm going to visit with my kids' teachers, and my kid is with the schools 8 hours a day, and those teachers are shaping my kid's life. And I think it's important that we have good communication. And if my kid's not behaving in class, I want to know about it. And and if he's doing a great job in class, I want to know about it. So I think whether you have good grades or bad grades, parents need to communicate with the teachers and teachers with the parents. We just got through with our middle of the year testing. Great time to talk to the teachers about how's my kid doing. And if my kid's a little bit behind or a little bit ahead, great. But if my kid's behind, what services does the school have? So it gives the teachers a chance to say, hey, we've got before school tutoring in math, English, science, history, whatever your kid needs. We've got after school tutoring. As a teacher, I stay in for lunch 1 day a week and I work with kids, or we've got night library going on. There's so many programs out there that the schools offer that sometimes parents don't know about it. So it's a good time to find out where my kid is at academically. If my kid is behind a little bit, what can I do to help my kid out, or what can I do at home? Mm-hmm. How can I read with my kid at night while I'm cooking dinner and just have my kid read a story to me for 20 minutes? There's so many little things that parents can do that can really help out. And so that communication piece on Friday at the conference day it's a valuable tool for everybody.
And this is at all the schools, all
yes.
grade levels?
All the schools.
And it's throughout the day?
Yes, it's all day long from 8 till about 3:30.
Okay. So if the parents can find their way to get off work or get a couple hours or whatever, how long does it generally take one of these conferences?
At the elementary schools, they schedule all their parents in 30-minute blocks. At the secondary schools, it's more wide open. A secondary teacher may have 150 kids, mm-hmm. and so they just leave it open all day long, parents just to come and go, and it can take anywhere from 5 minutes to 45 minutes for a conversation, just depending on what all they want to talk about. But parents really need to come. The teachers want to see the parents. I don't want a parent to ever feel like, gosh, the teacher's busy, or I really don't have much to talk about. Or it's just good to come and visit and just talk about your kid. So I really encourage all the parents to come and just visit with the teachers and learn more about what the schools are doing. Yeah,
well, and it's great that you mentioned all the before school and after school. There's lots of programs that the schools offer to help parents and keep the kids up to where they need to be.
Oh, absolutely.
Have we kind of caught up? I know there was a lot of concern during the COVID, during the remote learning time, that there may have been some kids that fell behind a little bit. Have we done a pretty good job of getting everybody basically caught up?
We're working on it.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we had some kids that, like you said, were behind, and it's hard to learn at home. Remote learning was not good for anyone. But the teachers are working hard. The kids are working really hard to get caught up to where we think they should be. We want to get all the high school kids ready for the ACT test and the SAT, and to be prepared to go to college if that's what they choose to do, or to be able to enter the workforce right away. And so they're working hard to get everybody where we want them to be.
Yeah.
And, of course, there's going to be a little bit of lag. Math is always hard for anybody, and
sure.
especially for high school parents. Math's difficult. I know my kid is taking a dual credit class right now, and I can't help him with it. I don't remember that from whenever I was in college, but
yeah. Just Google it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You don't say those around the teachers, right?
No, because kids. I think that happened a lot probably over the remote learning time.
Yeah,
a program out there called Mathway, and it helped kids get the answer, but didn't really teach them how to get that answer.
How to get the answer? That's right, and that's the big challenge is. Life isn't just Google it. You've got to actually know what you're looking for and understand how do the research and everything. So
yeah,
that's pretty cool. Well, we've got about a minute left. Was there anything else that we need to talk about today?
Just do the snow dance. I don't want you put those pajamas on backwards and jump up and down on the bed and sing the song, whatever it is. But hopefully we need some moisture in this area. So
well, that's true.
We're really hoping that we get a lot of good wet snow or some rain. And
yeah, no, it would be very helpful to get a couple of inches of snow. You don't want people to get into accidents, and you don't want to have all that stuff that comes with it. So, but yeah, that would be good if maybe we got about 5 inches of snow and had a snow day.
That would be great.
Because there's some snow days built into the schedule, right?
Yes, there are.
Yeah, and if it's not like if you don't use them, you can take them, and if you don't use them, you lose them, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so we need to not lose the snow days.
That's right. Do the dance.
All right. Cody Skinner, thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. We're going to take a break for the news. This is KSVP.